What's going on, guys? It's James The Yorkshire Modeller back with you again. We have a new build, first build after the relaunch, and we are doing the Agora Models release of So those of you that have been watching the channel for a while might remember that I did an Aston Martin a while ago. This was the Eagle Moss one that they ended up canning because they were struggling, obviously. In the end, it turned out that they were struggling and they've gone into administration. They've shut down. Other places have bought things out, like the Enterprise D from Star Trek was bought by Fan Home, I think it was. But this is a full new build. This one is a full new model. The parts come in packs. So obviously this is pack 1, which has the first 7 stages of the build. We're going to be doing bonnet, wheel, and front door in the first pack. So let's get started with stage 1. So the good thing with Agora is that you get these screwdrivers. Now, they are pretty decent. Ideally, I want to buy a proper set of screwdrivers, so I've got different sizes, but this is a good one to keep you going. Now, I have got 2 of these because I did actually start building this, as I say, a while ago. So we're going to kind of do this as a proper build this time, though. So we're starting off with building the bonnet. Now, assembling the bonnet, and it's a nice one, this. It's the silver birch paint, I think, that sets it off. But yeah, so that's what your bonnet actually looks like. Now, with Agora, they do give you like kind of like a glasses lens cloth. So let me get this opened. So just something that I can keep this, that I can keep the bonnet on while I'm working on it on my desk. Bonnet, turn it over and pop it. You can use a microfiber cloth or anything like that. That will keep it nice and protected so you don't scratch the paint. So first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing this part just here. Now this is part, I believe it's 1C, this one. So this just presses into position where these 2 little lugs are just here. And there's 2 little curved bits there, and that clips around the 2 hinge brackets there. So all you do is push that on there, and that's on. Simple as that. Now, step 2 is we are going to be installing the soundproofing. So this is just a bit of felt with self-adhesive on the back of it. So we're going to press it down basically into this shape here. Now, what this is going to do is it is going to sit over this, so that it kind of sits like that. So we'll just get this adhesive off the back, this backing paper rather off. So it just peels off like that. And then we'll just press that down so it's not blocking any of these pins or screw holes for when we're going to screw things in later in the build. So that just presses down nicely on there like that. And then you've got the opening just there in it, which is for the air intakes. So now it's the bonnet subframe, which is this one just here. And this is just going to clip over all those lugs and pins like that. Now those pins, they should, in theory, just slot straight over. That's it, like that. And on this one there are 5 fixing points. So for now we just press that into position, and then we're going to screw it all down shortly. So just move this off to the side, because the next bit is we are going to be still doing the bonnet, but we're going to be doing the bonnet hinges. So what we need is we need these 2 and we need these 2. So the 2 bits you're going to need will be this one just here, and I'm also going to need the one that looks a little bit like that. So what you do is we lay these flat on the table. So where I've got mine is the hinges themselves kind of come up like that and then hook round underneath. And then we take the joints and the brackets and we just line these up, and then you've got a couple of very little metal bars here, and they are quite tiny, so looking like that. And then all you're going to do is you take the flat face of the bracket. Let me just show you this. So you can see this side here is flat, that side's got a little notch at the top of it. The flat side has to face the bottom. So it has to face away from the flat side of the hinge. So I'll show you once I've got this all put in and together. See if I can get it just a little bit closer on camera here. So flat face, go facing down. Sometimes these are quite tight fits, but once you've got everything in, it should line up, and then you can just push it in. Now I am using a pair of pliers to push these in, like that, and then what you'll have is that hinge should move fairly freely. So yeah, that's moving nicely and freely like that, and that's kind of there what you'll end up with. So do the same on the other one. So that is both of those hinges done. Now these are going to get screwed onto the bonnet, so we'll bring that back in. Now you do get some screws with this one. These ones are DS20 screws. Bring the screwdriver in, and then these just line up so they face the bracket facing outwards, and it's the flat side here that has to be facing up. So that flat side there has to face up, so basically the bracket will kind of sit sort of like that. So we'll get both of these screwed on. So now those two hinges are in and sorted, we're going to screw the top end in as well. So it's just these three holes at the top here, and we'll get those all screwed in as well. So that's sub-assembly all screwed in place there. I did have to change that one round because I did screw it the wrong way, so the hinge wasn't properly moving. But now that I've done it, those are moving nice and freely. So that's bit done. Now the bonnet lock is the next bit. That's this sort of kind of arrowhead shaped part here, and that just literally slots in the hole just at this top end, just there. That's your bonnet lock in place, and that is stage one of the Aston Martin completed. And also the good thing about this is I've got a few fingerprints on there. I can buff them out. Job's a good un. Stage 2 of pack 1. There's two different ways of doing it. So stage 2 and 3, you can either do the wheel by the kind of harder method, which Agora call the regular, or you can do the easy build. Now I have done the regular build, which is previously I did it, this is what it looks like. I'll show you on the closer camera there. So it does look nice, and this is obviously the tyre that you get in stage 4. It does look nice. I have just tried to do this again, and the parts ended up on the shelf up there, but I didn't leave my chair. I got frustrated. I was doing them for nearly an hour and a half, for context. So that is if you have the patience of a saint, try this way. If you want it to look really accurate, you know, perfect, go for it. But the way you do it is the larger ring, which is on the inside there, you do all the spokes on there and get them attached to the outside ring. Then you have to do all the ones at the top on the smaller end here, and you do them underneath, and it's just a lot of threading. And the amount of times I ended up throwing it, you know, getting really angry and just throwing it. Now that was from a couple of years ago when I did that one. So what I'm going to do is the easy version of the wheels with the wire wheels. Won't look as good, but it will still look accurate, if that makes sense. Just because I don't want to spend 2 hours recording a video where the spokes constantly keep popping out. But anyway, let's get started with this. So what you get is, you get all the parts which I've got just off the side of the camera just here. You do get the parts that basically do stage 2 and stage 3 all in one go. Stage 2 in the easy build is everything that you get. So we started off with this. So I've already put these two bits together. So the smaller wheel hub just there, you attach the angled spokes on, and then the slightly larger one inside, that goes on there. Then you take the actual spoke sort of piece, I suppose. I don't really know what to call it. You can take the spokes there, make sure those angles that are on there match the angles that are on there, and all you do is you've got 6 holes on that, and you've got 3 pegs and 3 holes on that. Just line it up. That's literally all you do. So if we just line that up so it sits on there like that, and then you take this little spacer and you drop that on top. Now the pegs on this, there's 6 holes obviously, but some of them are countersunk. The ones that are countersunk are where you need to put your screws. So those ones need to line up with the screw holes. There we go, that's now clicked in. And then we're just going to screw this in. And these are the smaller countersunk screws that you need to do this with. So we'll just pop this in. So that's all screwed in there like that. Now we actually get the first part of the wheel itself. So this part here is going to be where you end up screwing it all together so that the tyre can go round it. Very, very shiny plastic, and you also get this piece here as well. So what you want to try and do is line this up so that all of your spokes go into the little grooves. I just want to make sure I get this the right way round. So what you've got, I'll show you on this one. So on the inside, that's your outside with the kind of teeth on it. On the inside, you've got less teeth. What you want to do is line it so that you've got your spokes that way. So the smaller kind of outside part of the wheel hub, it's sitting there. Then this goes over it. So those teeth, the larger ones, go like this. And then you've just got to line it up sort of like this. Yeah. So I'll try and show you this on the close camera there, so you can see all those spokes sit into the little grooves. And then what you do is you take this larger hub, has got on the outside you've got the 4 screw holes that will end up tying this all together, but then on the inside you've got 4, one there, and then every sort of 90 degrees all the way around, that are made so that when you lay that down like that and you plonk this on top of it, the pegs on the hub line up nicely. So line up kind of like that. And then all you do is you make sure all your spokes are in the right place, which they are, and then, whoops, there we go, back in, and then you take your screws again, and then you just screw this down. So I have just noticed I screwed that in the wrong way around. Right, so that's all screwed in there properly now. So then once you get the peg lined up, I just had to double check that then, because I thought I'd put it in the wrong way around, but because nothing was lining up properly, but I can't tell where I'd gone wrong. But everything's in there now properly. So you've got the 2 parts of the wheel together. So now all you do is you take 4 of the large screws and put them in those 4 holes there. And that is stage 2/3 all done. So there we go. That is stage 2/3 done. By doing the easier method for the wheel spokes, you don't actually need to use these. This is from pack, this is stage 3. So that bit is obviously pretty much, whoops, the same as that on there. That's just flown off to the side is actually a slight spoiler for what is coming next. So we'll just move that out of the way. So yeah, we won't be using those bits, which is step 3, but stage 4 you get the hubcap, which is, whoopsie, I'm dropping everything today, me. So that's your hubcap, just there. And you also get the tyre, which is just in this bowl of water. Now, in this bowl of water, it is just basically boil the kettle, pour it in, a little bit of cold water. It's just to soften the rubber up so that you can get it around this. And that is simply it. So, stage 4, we'll just get this out of here. Now, obviously, be careful when you're handling this, because if you are using, that's quite easy to hold. If you are using water straight from your kettle, this is going to be warm. And then all you do is you think it's the same on both sides, so you won't need, yes, same on both sides, so you won't need to worry about putting it in the right way or the wrong way. And all you do is just shove this in so that the rim sits properly inside the groove of the tyre itself. Now this might take a couple of tries to get in perfectly. There we go, and it'll get to a point where it will just slot in. Now you might need to do a bit of clean up because there are a few little marks on there, but as long as it's set in like that and like that, so this is the back, this will go more facing in towards the vehicle, and then you've got that side just there. Now, as a comparison, that's the easy build there, and that is a harder build. So I'll show you on this one as well. There. So, easy build, harder build. Looking on my camera, they don't look all that dissimilar, to be honest. And like close up, you can tell that the wires on this one are more accurate, but this one does the job just as well. And then all you do is you place your hubcap on top of there, and that holds that in nicely there. And that's it. That is step 4, stage 4, all done. Right, so now we're moving on to stage 5. So with stage 5, we are starting the right-hand door. Now that is a lovely, lovely piece of paintwork on there. The colour on this is that classic Aston Martin silver birch colour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just grab the Agora cloth that this enters with this first pack. So first thing we do with stage 5 is we are starting on the door. So this is going to be the right hand door, which do have the little R just in there. So I've got the cloth that Agora Models centers with the first part of this build, so that's going on there, because what we're doing is we are going to be installing the door handle. So it is quite small, this, and what we do is we just line it up with the little kind of recesses just there. Square box goes in the square bit, obviously, and it'll just screw in like this. And the screws that we're going to use for this one are the PS21 screws. Now these are really small silver screws. And all you do is you've got your little peg just there, and it goes, this screw goes into that hole just there. That's in there nicely, all in there. So now that's in, we're going to attach the window. So basically this will go in with the curved side just there, facing towards the curved side of the door just there, which is going to be the front, and it goes over these 2 pegs just here. So that's all in there just like that. Now I did have to put quite a lot of pressure on those screws to get them to go in, because obviously the paintwork is sort of in the screw threads themselves, so it does take quite a lot of pressure. But hold this bit, the actual door frame itself, nice and flat, and just screw them up as tight as you can get them. So the next bit is inserting the hinge. So this is your hinge just here. Now you can see there it's got like an angled edge. That angled edge needs to sit like this. So when you're lining this up, the angled edge is basically what allows the door to open and close like that. So that angled bit needs to sit flush onto there. And then you just take the lock-in plate for this one, and it's just one of those DSO2 screws. So you line it up, there's two little holes there, which will line up with the two pegs just there. And that will mean that you can open and close the door just like that. So let's screw this in. So that's in nicely, and at the moment the door's going to open quite easily, but open, closed, open, closed. So make sure that's nice and tight. There we are. There we go. So that's moving nicely. And that is it for stage 5. So now we'll move on to stage 6. So with stage 6, we're starting to assemble the right-hand door panel inside of the door. So what we're going to start off with is the door panel itself, which is this bit just here. Plastic, cheap and cheerful. And we're going to be attaching the door handle on first. Now this will go where you've got those two pegs there and the one small one. Obviously there's bits on this side that will match it up, so that will go there, that will go there, and that little peg will line up like that. And then we're screwing this into place with two PS05 screws. So that's the armrest on there. Next we're going to pop in the door handle, which is the small little piece just here. Now this does have, don't know whether you'll be able to see it on there, a little peg which lines up with this little hole just on this side. So it just lines up nicely in there, facing straight down. And then once that's all in comfortably there, this is one that is going to be screwed in with a PS12 screw. That is in nicely like that. And that is stage 6 complete. So we'll get on to stage 7, which is basically assembling the rest of the door. So stage 7, we're mounting the right-hand door panel and trim to the actual door frame front itself. Now, the bits that we've done up to now with stage 6 we're going to need, and we're going to need the door panel as well. So those are just at the back of my desk. We need to keep this one here first. So what we're going to start off with doing with this one is we are going to take the actual kind of inside of the door panel, again another bit of plastic, but we're going to line this all up. So there's 4 holes, one there, and then one there and one there. We're just going to line them up. Oh no, other way around, other way around. There we go. So you just line all them up. Basically push that into position like this. Should click in. That one's obviously taking a bit more space, but there we go. That's that in. That's just pressed together. And then we're going to use 4 PS05 screws to screw this into those 4 holes. So there's one there, one there, one there, and one there. So we'll get these all screwed in. So those are all in. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where all your screws go for that first bit. Now, you need to bring the door in for this next bit. And again, this is more just a sort of a push fit to begin with, but what we're doing is those 3 pegs, 1, 2, 3, are going to line up with the 3 holes that you've got just there. Just hold that into position. Get that mounting peg in right. There we go. There we are, so that's in position just there. And then we're going to use the DSO2 screws to screw this in. So those are all in nice and tight. So that's the door sort of in position there with the hinge moving nicely. And next we align the top trim, which is this sort of big rectangular bit just there, and this will just clip in, but it has got clips there and there. So you just line those up and sort of push them into place until they click. There we go, that's in. Then we've got to fit the bottom plate in, which is this one. Looks like a bit like a grill. Now this one, obviously the shape there matches that shape there, so that's how you line that all up. And then all we do is line all the pins up on this and then just clip this one into place as well. What am I doing for this? Push it with me tweezers. There we go, so that's in there nicely. And now we've got one more bit, which is the bottom trim, which is this little silver piece just here. And basically this will sit in around the edge of that sort of grill that we've just put in. And again, this one, simple push fit, line everything up and push it into position. So when it's in, it looks like that. And that is pack 1 of the DB5 from No Time to Die, all done. So we've got the door, right hand door, that'll be the driver's side, that one. No, hang on. This will be the driver's side. You've got the bonnet. And we've also got the first wheel and first hubcap, which the magnet will not want to stay on. There we go. So that's there. So that's the first pack done of Agora Models No Time to Die Aston Martin DB5. Loved it. I have done this before. I mean, that's my other door. But when I built this, the instructions were wrong on Agora. And this little panel here where you've got the hinge, they told you to put it in the wrong way around, so it won't actually move. They did redo the instructions. I saw them redo them and they changed it round so it was this way, so that does move kind of freely on itself now. But yeah, that was the only thing that was a problem before. Now it's not. They've amended it. So pack 1 done. 11 more to go. I have got this, obviously, the first 6 packs I've got here because I did the accelerator. So I've got the first 6 packs ready to rock and roll. 5 now. The next ones are due out to me fairly soon, actually, because I'm building this, finishing building this on the 27th of January. So it should be the next few days that the next set come out. We'll see. And I'll just add them to the pile and I'll edit and record and do all that nice stuff. I do have another build in the drawer over here. That one I'll do a video of its own. That one I will be collecting weekly, so that one will be more like when I was doing the Bismarck and the Spitfire and the F40 before we started getting them through the COVID lockdowns, where I was getting them delivered out to me. That one will just come weekly because I'm buying it from the local shop. I've got it on an order from there. So guys, please remember to like, share and subscribe to The Yorkshire Modeller for more weekly model building geekiness. I can't believe I'm actually saying that again. And I'll see you in the next video for pack 2 of the Agora No Time to Die Aston Martin. So until then, happy modelling, stay safe. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe. You can click on the link on the left for this model's playlist. You can click on the link on the right for the YouTube recommends, or you can click on the link in the centre to subscribe to The Yorkshire Modeller. I'll see you next time, guys.